Hello Twin Flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to finally a Twin Flame reading. I know some of you have been waiting for a while, so there it is. Let's get started right away. For those who are new, please check out the description box and of course subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the zodiac horoscopes and separate special readings for the lunation events and other occasions. For example, we have a Mercury retrograde coming up on next Monday on the 29th. So that means that there will be a reading dedicated to this Mercury retrograde. But while we're still in that shadow period that we are fast approaching, the retrograde, I am gonna do the regular check-in, which I haven't done for weeks. So let's see what's going on with the twins. And yes, very soon I'll start uploading July readings for each zodiac sign. And by the way, we're now officially in the Cancer season, so happy birthday, Cancer. For everyone watching, don't forget to like the video so I can circulate it with people who need to hear the message. All right, as always, we'll start with a quick oracle message. And the first message is for the Divine Feminine, and it's Go to the Sea, number 7. It's so interesting to start getting reunited with the decks that I haven't used for a while because it's like you're looking at them with fresh eyes, you know? Like, what is this about? Oh yeah, I think I know what this is. So to me, right now, to the sea means that there is definitely an adventure ahead. It will be adventurous, it will be somewhat rocky maybe at times, but you're supposed to take it with a spirit of curiosity and path to evolution and growth, right? So this journey is supposed to take you outside of your comfort zone into some new place, but it doesn't mean that the purpose is kind of chaos. The purpose is to show you a different perspective, and that could include, by the way, meeting new people, maybe adopting some kind of a new habit, right? So it will be something that will stay with you. It's not just kind of like to give you an experience and take you out of it. It's like there's a change coming up that's going to stay with you, that's going to be valuable for the next phase of your journey. For masculines, we have number 38, which is to be fair. Yeah, this is like an equivalent of the Justice card in tarot. So to be fair is the card that's asking you to not to judge and not to make assumptions, whether it's with regards to yourself or someone else in your life. You don't know the whole story. There's a good chance, especially if it's about somebody else, that you're not the one making the decision anyway in this situation, so don't judge. If you feel like you are involved, you're invested, it definitely touches your life and your past, then ask more questions. Make sure that you're giving it a fair shake. All right, for the main read, we're going to use the Mermaid deck today. I am going on the road again, by the way, so honestly, the next 2 months is going to be like on and off. I'm going to be traveling. But this first trip is going to be the next couple of weeks. Bottom of the deck is 4 of Swords. You may have felt lately that things have been a little stale, a little boring. Maybe with your DM, I mean, specifically DMDF, whoever is watching. It may seem on the outside there's not a lot of progress, or for some of you, it may feel like you're stepping backwards, like you've reached a certain understanding, you've built certain level of connection and intimacy, and now it's like it's getting lost somewhere, or it feels like you need to continue putting in effort and it doesn't seem like the other person is doing that, so that's disappointing. You see there's this energy of collaboration, right? But then it suddenly is like, yeah, and I don't mind being the initiator, but maybe not all the time, right? Or maybe it's not meant to be. That's one of the things that gets in our brain when we start overthinking. Like, am I supposed to sort of keep initiating or push harder, or am I supposed to step aside and not push anything and just accept that maybe it's not meant to be, you know? There's more to it than that, but let's get going. Feminine, your energy is Ace of Wands clarified by the star. So there could be a lot of sexual tension in the air, but more importantly, there is some kind of excitement and sense of like, I see where this is going. I like what I see, right? There's so much more, even if you're not able to fully experience this, i.e. maybe you're not in touch with your DM, maybe you guys are doing long distance, maybe they're still involved with the karmic and you're just not physically together yet. But there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes energetically that's already impacting you and your person, especially in the sacral chakra area, right? There's a lot of healing happening because of this new fresh energy that's igniting that area for you, that chakra, in a new way. And it's also going to be useful in more than just a sexual way, because as we know, sacral chakra is also responsible for creativity, right? And creative energy that is used for anything and everything. So that may accelerate different projects that you're working on, or give you some fresh ideas for innovation, or just suddenly have an inspiration to change something major about your life. Masculines, you have Knight of Cups clarified by Five of Cups. For masculines, their heart chakra is opening, and there is more of that reflection and processing of things that could have gone differently in the past, for how they've been treated, for how they treated someone else, most likely feminines in their life. And there is like this, at the same time, there is this warmth and, open-hearted energy. It was like, okay, I feel I have more love to give. But on the other hand, at the same time, it's like this grieving energy of, I wish things could have gone better, right? Like, I could have been so much further in this relationship if I didn't go through X, Y, and Z, right? Or for some, there's feeling of shame because of what happened in the past, and it's like, now I'm not sure I can open up that part of my story to my feminine. The additional question for today is Five of Cups, and another Five of Cups, clarified by the Hanged Man. So it's like, how can we bring more closure and peace to the old stories, old situations that we can't influence at this point anyway? For the feminines, we see the Magician and Three of Wands. So it's all in your hands, and you can start writing a new story, right? It's not about trying to erase or reconstruct the old story. You can reframe it, yes, and you can also set an intention to ask your guides for helping with that. But more importantly is that you're integrating lessons so you can use them for the future, that there is a clear realization of what you've gained, what you've learned with those past experiences, that it wasn't it didn't happen for the reason of punishing you or making you feel bad or discouraging you somehow in life. Quite the opposite, and it's very important to acknowledge that consciously. For masculines, we see the Wheel of Fortune and for the Four of Swords again. So for the masculines, it's like, trust the process, trust the journey, and surrender more. You don't have to push, you don't have to control. Things can find their way to the outcome that you want in different ways, in magical ways. It's very important to honor divine intervention and divine timing. And at this point, it's more important to sort of surrender and understand what was happening. Remember, we started with that. So try to understand, not necessarily get to the truth. Well, the truth has something to do with it, but not necessarily prove something to yourself or to somebody else, right? It's more about acknowledging, oh, I understand why this happened or why that person acted that way, or I understand why I acted this way. Remember, we started with the card to be fair for the masculines. So it is actually important to understand where the truth is, or at least to find peace with the understanding that of the karmic wheel, and that everything is happening for a reason, right? And sometimes there is no point in spending a lot of energy and time in understanding like all the little bits and pieces. And sometimes we need more time to gain that perspective anyway, right? But it's important to reconfirm that for yourself, that faith. How are the feminine seeing the connection at this time? We see Judgment and Seven of Cups. Feminines want some divine guidance. They have a lot of ideas and desires, and maybe even advice from other people in their life, and they're confused, like, which way do I want to go? So they are waiting for some kind of sign from the universe to understand, again, what's the direction, how do I play this? For masculines, we have Three of Swords clarified by the Devil. So masculines are crushed. But it kind of makes sense with what we've seen, that they're going through the cycle of regret and sorrow about the past experiences. So to them, the feminine right now in the connection is a reminder of some bad decisions, of being used, of maybe using other people, living in the lack, living in codependency, right? Having their heart broken as a result, right? And continuing cycle after cycle, especially for those who have been through a lot of relationships, it can really hit you quite hard. But again, for Divine Feminine's watching, it doesn't mean that it has to do with you, although maybe they've gone through some karmic cycles with you as well. Take it how it resonates. But the point is, the masculines are going through this thick energy to be able to reflect and see the learnings, see the blessing in disguise, although they may not even call it that way at this point in the story, right? But understand that it was somehow necessary to get them on track, right? If masculines are watching, I would also remind you that there's so many lessons that we can only learn through, basically the hard way, through a thick karmic experience where we suffer, we go through pain, through fear, right? And we learn that lesson and we get that wisdom on the other side. There is no way that we could have learned that by somebody just telling us a story, even if it's a story of their life. Still, it wouldn't hit that, point, wouldn't hit you on like, okay, what does it even mean? Or how do I need to change my life now with this information? But when you've actually lived through it, you've simmered in it, it's a completely different flavor. The same context, the same storyline will hit you different. And that's what was necessary. So now the focus should be, okay, now I can, and I understand better. I understand that there was some kind of karmic rebalancing there too, which always happens. It's like a side effect, right? It's not separate. And now I can find peace with this old story and move on with a kinder, more authentic approach. And it doesn't just mean kinder approach to other people, it also, including your feminine, it also means a kinder approach to yourself, right? And that's another part. And if the truth is, if you can't have that kind and compassionate approach to yourself, even with all the mistakes you've made and whatever happened in the past, you will not be able to do that with someone else. So maybe that could be your motivation, but it is important to forgive yourself and others for whatever happened, right? And start fresh slate, clean slate. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope this was useful for you. If so, please like the video and of course subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye.